Welcome back everybody to Macro Action. Today I just want to show you something I'm really excited about, and it's my first ever print, which I've now got fingerprints all over. I went to basically Tesco's in my town, and at the back of there's a Photo Max, and a guy called Dan helped me out because I'm really stupid when it comes to these kind of things. I don't know much about sizes or anything like that, what I need deep. I always did it for 300 DPI, all of my shots, because a lot of people had told me in the past, if you ever print, you're going to need 300 DPI. I know it means dots per inch. I don't really understand how that affects anything. I was told you can crop down to 4 megapixels and still get a good size print out of it. So we looked through my pictures. A lot of them were around 6, 7, 8 megapixels. Some around about 4. And we looked through and I chose a few. But then as I was flicking through, he said to me, "Oh, I really like that one." And I thought, you know what, rather than using my own eye to see what I should print, let me just use somebody else's eye. He liked it, and to be quite honest, I only posted it recently and you guys have really liked it, so I just thought, let me just put that one up instead. And what I've ended up with is this. Now I'm going to try and get the light right so that you can see this without too much thing. I'm having to use auto ISO here because I'm getting a lot of bright lights everywhere. Yeah, I've ended up with this shot. Now, it might surprise them to get any better on that. I'm not sure if I'm getting any reflections off there properly, but oh, oopsie daisy. So this photo is actually 2 megapixels. So I've been asked many times in the past, because obviously I post all the time on social media, and I'm not really worried about sizes of the megapixels as long as it looks good on the screen and social media or whatever. But because I've never ever printed a photo, I don't really know how to answer that question. My partner looked at this close up and she said, it does look a little bit pixelated, but then I don't think you're supposed to view a photo in a frame right close up. Yes, it's nice to really look in and see all the details, but it's a bit like when you look at billboards. They're not supposed to be viewed standing straight next to it, because they will, in your eyes, they'll pixelate. I'm actually quite chuffed that that's a 2 megapixel photo, and I didn't actually mean to choose that for, because I forgot to check the sizes on that one, because it was only as I was flicking through and it came to that one, so I've just realised I've just been putting up a blind and everything in here. Yeah, obviously as we were just flicking through, he chose that one. I completely forgot to check the megapixels count on it, but like I said, I'm chuffed that that one's come out as a 2 megapixel photo, so I know I'm always going to be able to print. And that's a 50 by 50 centimeters is 20 by 20 inches, I think it is, roughly. I have learnt quite a few things from printing this. One, before you even go to the shop, take a picture of the frame that you've done, and it should say in the frame whatever it is, 50 by 50, 20, whatever. Plus, they give you a backing thing inside. Make sure you read the other thing, because I didn't see that. I didn't notice that. And it actually says with and without that backing thing. And it would have been nicer to have had the frame that goes round here on the inside, up there. That's a different size. That's actually 40 by 40. I don't know what that is in inches, but that's actually 40 by 40. Also, when it comes to the back of it, I've destroyed this one. There's no way I'm selling this one, because I've bent the actual, yeah, you can see it there. Look, if I show you, can you see? As I was putting it in, I've even marked this somehow. As I was putting it in, let me see if I can show you again. I just saw it, but can't see it now. As I was putting it in anyway, I've kind of crumpled this, fingerprints everywhere, even on the inside, I can see that now. because I didn't realise how hard it is to put this back thing in here. And I don't know if you can see that mark there. I've punctured it trying to put this in. So a lot more care by me needs to be taken when framing these things. I might actually give this away in a competition one day or something, rather than, because it is not. I'll clean it obviously before I. Can you see it? Yeah, there. Can you see at the bottom the crinkles? Obviously, like I said, it is blowing out because of the light there. And it does, you can see it. It's not as detailed as it would be on a screen because, it, like I said, it is 2 megapixels. I need to use, I would say, I mean, I have got obviously higher megapixel counts, but roughly I aim to not go lower than 4 megapixels because of what was told in the future. So I might test this out on a 4 megapixel and then a 10 megapixel, 20 megapixels. I'm probably not going to be able to get up to the 46 megapixel because I can't fill the frame that much with an insect in flight. It's just not going to happen. It's like when you're trying to do a bird in flight, you're always going to clip something, and the closer you get to the subject, as anyone knows that does stacking or anything like that, is the more it goes out of focus. So to get an actual in focus shot, I need to have, I can't be that close. So I will never really be full frame. But anyway, yeah, I've learned a lot from this. It's been a good experience. Obviously, if I was putting this into any kind of competition or anything, definitely higher megapixels. I've learned that it's doable. Definitely doable. Obviously, like I said, I've only ever been a social media photographer before. A lot of people have asked me to sell my prints in the past, and I said I will get round to it eventually. It makes me realise I need to have a certain size, and you know. But I'm, like I said, for this first one, I actually don't care. This is my first ever print of any photograph I've ever done, let alone insect in flight. And I've got loads that I can do. I mean, I've sold a few digital copies of photos, and obviously they've done with it whatever they do. I don't know if they upscale. I haven't got a they wouldn't need to upscale because they would have been higher megapixel count photos anyway, because I've done lots of like landscapes, cityscapes and things like that. But yeah, I'm mega happy. I'm chuffed. I put it up on the wall. It won't look good for you guys because the light, again, it's probably going to have a big light shining on it. I'll just put it there for now. It's not going to stay here. Do we have a big light? Yeah, we got the big light shining on it. But anyway, yeah, I am mega happy that I've done my first ever print, and I will put a little short of how I got it in there. Oh God, it took me a long time. It took me absolutely ages to get that photo inside the frame. At one point, I was almost crying. It was that hard to get it in there. So I've got to take it off the wall because it's making me really dark now because the light's shining on there. Yeah. I don't think, it's not easy to explain how it feels when you see one of your photos in a frame. It's different when you see it, you know, you're just flicking through whatever. When you see it in a frame, you're like, yeah. And I think the next one I print, I mean, that was, I don't know how expensive you're supposed to do them. I'm not sure. Again, I would have liked, I think, if I had that frame round, I don't think I'll put the glass in because there's so much reflections come off of it. And also, this was literally just a test, just to see how it is. But yeah, I might look for more of a matte finish so you don't get so many reflections. Because I would like to have one on the wall behind, one or two behind me on the wall. But I can't do it in this kind of environment. I don't know how people do it. I'll have to maybe talk to some people. Maybe in the comments you guys can tell me who you go to. Plug people if you want. I'm quite happy for you to plug people on here. I know nothing. I'm a novice at this, but got my first one out of the way, so I'm very, very happy. Anyway, I'll see you on the next one.